Hi, I'm Steve. You can call me Steve. When I was around 6, my mom took me to the doctor for a routine checkup, and I asked the doctor to hit my knee with his little rubber hammer so I could see the effect on my reflexes. Nothing happened. So he tried the other knee, and this time I faked a response because I thought something should have happened. He immediately started telling my mom something based on this apparent mismatch in responses, which of course was incorrect because half the results were fake. Not a promising start to my scientific career. Anyway, the reflex response of your knees to a gentle tap has absolutely nothing to do with the pseudoscience of reflexology. According to reflexologists, illness is caused by blockages. Personally, I would recommend more fiber in your diet, but what do I know? These are blockages in the flow of a form of energy that no scientific test can seem to detect. Every disease and illness is caused by this, despite what centuries of medical research has discovered. Fortunately, there's a way to fix these blockages. Rubbing your feet. Yeah, I don't understand it either. Apparently, every part of your body is linked to a spot on your foot, and rubbing that spot can magically fix whatever's wrong with your arm, or your eyes, or your pancreas. I'm not sure what you're supposed to do if the blockage is in your foot. Rub your elbow, maybe? Needless to say, this is all rubbish. The human body has been pretty well mapped by this point, and there is no network of connections leading to the soles of the feet. If there were, it should work both ways. Poking any random part of your body should make the corresponding part of your foot itch or tingle or whatever. As is usual with all these alternative therapies, when proper studies are done, it turns out there's no measurable effect on health. Poking your foot does nothing. It's not actively harmful, but it does mean that anybody the charlatans manage to fool is wasting valuable time that could otherwise be spent pursuing legitimate treatment. If their condition is serious enough, it could be time they can't afford to waste. Reflexology was introduced to modern audiences in 1913 by an ear, nose, and throat specialist called William Fitzgerald, who co-authored a book with a fraudulent doctor named Edwin Bowers. In this book, Fitzgerald claims to have discovered what he calls zone therapy, which is what we now call reflexology. But he gives absolutely no background as to how or where he discovered it or provides any experimental results. Given this shoddy work, combined with him collaborating with a known fraud, I strongly suspect that Fitzgerald might not have been a real doctor either. In fact, I haven't been able to find any references to this guy outside of reflexology websites. I'm not 100% convinced he's a real person. Anyway, real or not, if he tried to publish that today, he would never make it through the peer review process. That's reflexology. Like most alternative therapies, there is no clear consensus among its practitioners about how it's supposed to work or what it's supposed to do. At best, it's a minimalist foot massage. At worst, it's an expensive waste of time that diverts people from seeking legitimate medical help for whatever condition they have. Either way, it is not medicine and should not be covered by government health care. Australia covered it until 2017. Well, it's good they've stopped. It's ridiculous they were covering it in the first place and that it took until 2 years ago to finally drop it. Thanks for watching. I've been Steve.